What's going on, guys? KahleKingz TV here. I am back to you with another video. This video is a recap of Rainbow Six Siege. We're going to get right into it, starting at 2014 during the pre-alpha. This is when it was first introduced back in 2014. I believe this was at E3 when they were first showing this off. Of course, this is like kind of a, I don't want to say cinematic, but they were trying to go for, I'd say it was kind of like a pre-played match, essentially. It's very obvious. So for those that are familiar with Rainbow Six, you're kind of, and if you haven't seen this, you're kind of mind blown. You're like, what am I looking at? Helicopter, and there's some. The graphics a little different. You're right, it absolutely is. It's a pre-alpha. Those walls are different that you see being built. The lighting looks different. Maybe Ubisoft was trying to pull a fast one and threw in some more lights to make it look that much more intriguing. Not sure. Then you see this. Yeah. We all know if anybody plays Rainbow, the hostage does not talk to the robot or the RC. What is this? This doesn't appear either. This actually kind of looks really dope. Like, oh, an insertion point on the roof. There's Garden Street. Like, oh man, this looks really dope. And there's a helicopter. What do you mean? This would be dope, but at the same time, if you think about how the game plays now, I mean, how easy it would be to just get spawn killed. Maybe that's why they got rid of it. I'm not too sure. I mean, this looks dope though. I wish they really kept this part of like being able to play out of a helicopter. To my mind, that feels that much more badass. I mean, how they do it now, sure, it's great and all, but this option would be pretty cool too. For those that are familiar with Rainbow, as you can tell, the HUD looks totally different. Everything here, nothing looks the same. Those reticules, you saw that hit marker. That was an X hit marker. That doesn't exist in the Rainbow we have now. Obviously, the recoil is definitely since this is a pre-alpha, the recoil is definitely off. The recoil is definitely off. But I mean, at the time, back in 2014, just the fact that the bullet holes going through walls, destructible walls like this was a big game changer. This was huge. Me personally, I've played Rainbow Six. I played a lot of Vegas 2. I mean, I'm a big fan of all Tom Clancy games, really in general. So I continue on to the alpha here. So, as you can, if you're familiar, this map is called House. This looks like a total different version of House. If you're familiar with the map House, this looks looks fairly different. There is a door where that hole is right there. There's actually a door right there. So we continue on more. Get some easy kills. Goes down hostage. We're in the gym room now. Oh boy. It's like there's something about the presentation that Ubisoft was going for that just made this look so much more intriguing in comparison to how it released. And I really feel like the lighting is a big part. I don't think it's the same graphics. Oh, look, yeah, that recoil again. Like he shot like 7 times and the gun was standing still. There he goes again. Look, that accuracy. Oh my goodness. And we're about to cut into the final scene here. Oh my god, what's going to happen next? So that was the pre-alpha. Here is 2016 Rainbow Six. This is 1 year after it was released in October, approximately. And this is the first DLC to be released. This is the Canadian. This is like the Canadian DLC. Uh, it's the Canadian DLC, and this is also the Navy SEALs DLC as well. So we got 2 DLCs by this point in 2016. I believe this is about mid-20s. This is mid-2016. This is my gameplay. This is myself way back when I used to play. I played this game when it first came out, and I still play when it first came out. I first got this back in on the PS4. It released in October. It was nobody had any idea what they were doing. It was a total new kind of gameplay. So if you're familiar with Rainbow, if you were there the first few weeks, you would know that everybody stayed in the objective room. Nobody left the objective room. So I mean personally, I got the idea of like, hey, what if I start roaming around and I start slaughtering everybody? Like it was that simple. People had no idea how to play this game. But obviously, 2018 that's changed quite a lot. this game is Rainbow is still an amazing game to this day. I am very glad I got it. I just got it recently on PC. I am very, very, very proud that I got it when it was on sale. Looking back on this during this 2016 gameplay, it still had its problems. Like, see that recoil on the pistol there? That recoil is totally different in comparison to what it is now. The recoil patterns are totally changed, and even now, I believe Rainbow Six is going to get a new type of recoil patterns to be implemented this year, 2018. And back in 2016, there were still a lot of bugs, imbalances. Back then, you used to have to buy your sights, you had to buy your foregrips. That's not the case anymore. Now it's all free. In 2018, all those sites, those are all default. You get to just choose those. You're just really just buying skins and cosmetics at this point now. Um, it's a lot of the same classes that a lot of pros use. You know, like Bandit and Thermite. A lot of those guys still are top tier. Are top tier guys. Back in 2016, there was this is Blackbeard that's being shown right here. At one point, he was very OP. His shield, his little blast shield, was very OP. And over the course of time, the developers looked out at that and they buffed him. This game is a long-term game. Rainbow Six, the guys over at Ubisoft Developers, stated this right from the beginning that this game was going to be a long-term game, and they were not joking. And the game, how it's progressed, it is amazing. And so right here, right now, we got 2018 Rainbow Six Siege. The interface, the UI's cleaned up. There's everything has just been revamped, polished up to perfection. Even like just the simple little UI switch icons make that make a difference. The sound, the new polished pictures, the new background that you see as you're choosing an operator. This game is very polished up. The new colors for between the opposing team and your team, the blue and orange, it seems like for some reason looks a lot more cleaned up. Um, it's amazing how far these guys have come. You know what would have been also amazing is what this if this game we have right now in 2018 got released when it first came out initially way back in 2015 in October. Oh my god. But there's a lot of things I love about Rainbow and that they get a lot of credit for. So I mean, like for example, like I think Rainbow Six has some of the best camouflages in a video game I have ever seen. I wish they could just take the developers from Rainbow Six Siege and put them out for any game that does camouflages. Have Rainbow do them because they do a spectacular job doing camouflages in their games. Um, over so over the years, Rainbow Six has done a lot of big tweaks. So, and one of these big tweaks is the hit marker registration system. So, on your character, you have places on your body where you would typically would think it would not get shot. So, like, you know, the little siding on your helmet, the little extra flap in your pants. When the game first came out, those were bullet hit registration. That would actually count as a hit. Now they fixed that. They fixed the bullet registration hit markers so that if you hit, say, like those extra flap in your helmet, the little extra flap in your jacket, that does not count. So that just totally changed the game and made that game that much more tactical and deadly. Um, to this day, I think this is probably one of the best and and biggest communities, or I should say the biggest growing communities for a game post-launch. There's not too many games that would release and gain community support over time. Most games when they release, the big community it has its initial release when the game releases, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, and over time it slowly starts to diminish. However, with Rainbow, it started out with a base community, and over the past few years, it's developed a strong, loyal, and fairly big community. I mean, to just a few days ago when they were released a trailer for the new operators with Maverick, and I forgot what his other name is. Um, the new operators coming this September in 2018. Within the day or two that got released, 1.5 million views for a game that released 3 years after, and it's on its year 3 DLC 3 for this game. To get still a strong following like that really says a lot about the game. And this game was just recently on sale, I believe, from like August 16th to 19th for like 60% off. I repicked it back up. I bought a PC this year. I was really good, really dirty back when I was playing on PS4. I was really itching to get this back on PC because I absolutely loved it. And no regrets, no regrets at all. There's so much more customization. There's so much more cosmetics. There's, excuse me, there's so much more little bundles and little knickknacks here and there about the game. And even throughout the span of when I have not been played it, the game got more balanced. So like some maps that you used to play, like for example Oregon, and there's a few other maps. Some of the actual building structures and the internals got changed. I don't know why it got changed. I'm gonna assume that it's going to be for a better balanced game. So if you played this game when it first came out and haven't played it since, you will, and you remember the maps, you're going to notice definitely some changes within some of the original maps. I played a lot of the original. I played a lot of the original maps. I played a lot of the new maps, and I gotta say that they're every single time I still get that feeling of like, what map is it gonna be? What map is it gonna be? What map's gonna be? And I'm just like, no, I'll be like, it's a crap map. But no, in reality, it's actually they're all really great maps. I love as much as I want to shit talk and say, I hate this map. There's only like one map in particular I'm not a fan of. That's Favela. Not the biggest fan of Favela, but it's still cool. Um, Me personally, I think one of my favorite maps is Hereford Base and what should I call it? What's the other one? I can't think on the top of my head, man. Was it Cafe Dostoevsky's is awesome. But man, there's just one where it's on tip of my tongue. I just cannot get it out of my head right now. Anyways, this game still to this day has a buttload customization. It still has its season passes. Yes, the season passes are still $30. Yes, it's worth it. It is worth it, especially for year 3. It's worth it. Me personally, I would not bother with year 1 or year 2 for buying their pass unless it comes on discount. Year 3 operators are very, very, very solid. Year 1 or 2 operators, there's maybe like 1 or 2 within each year, is pretty solid. Um, if you're really curious about like what operator to choose, me personally, look at what the pros use. The pros use those characters for a reason, and you'll see why they use those characters for that reason. Um, Rainbow Six Siege competitively is an absolute it it complete. There's only 2 game modes in Rainbow Six Siege. You play casual or you play ranked. Casual, ranked. And they're 2 totally different kinds of games. When you play casual, you don't have to really worry about much. Yes, you only have 1 life. There's only like 3 game modes. 3 game modes, if I'm not mistaken. Um, you you don't have to worry about much. When you play ranked, though, the game changes. It's SEAL Team 6 time. Shit's on lockdown. Um, Why? Because your stats count. Your profile card is only composed of your win loss and your KD and your insignia, your icon for what you are ranked. And here's right here the 2018 menu. This menu absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. I still absolutely love the way they revamped this game 3 years later. So here's all the operators. There's year 1, year 2 operators. You can still buy them. I think they're $20 for each year that you buy them. A lot of the operators that are out or that you see out right there, your base operators, those are perfect. You don't really need to buy or get many more DLC operators. The base operators are amazing. I don't want to say OP, but they're amazing up. So don't feel bad if gotta save up 22,000 Reno just to get that rare. Me personally, I'm trying to save up for Jackal right now. I'm gonna try not to buy the year 1, year 2 DLC. So just add a second glass again. So here's, if you're familiar with the old maps, you can see there's these new backgrounds. These new, every time you load into a map, there's like in comparison to the 2016, 2015 look, the UI, it's different. It looks more polished. It looks more fresh. It looks like this is like the game that should have came out way back in 2015. I mean, I understand that game developers' new ways of developing. That's just start out with a half-ass game, and then we'll just keep on going with it and make an extra buck or two. I mean, I can't really do anything about that, but for what this game is, though, again absolutely love and do have zero regrets buying this game again 2 years later. I'm still actually I'm actually just turned level 20 right now, so I'm actually about to go play some ranked and see if I get squashed. So I'll be posting up some more Rainbow Six content. Maybe post up a few highlights. See how toxic this game is, or how it used to be. This game's community. I love the community in this game. The community is pretty solid. They're very friendly. Sometimes you run into a few toxic players that's another thing that's also amazing about this game. The Battle-Eye system, the anti-cheat system. People get banned constantly in this game. And to be honest, I'm glad. I'm glad they do. I'm glad because that just makes the Rainbow experience that much more fun to play. All right, guys, that wraps up just about everything. That is the Rainbow Six recap from 2014 pre-alpha to now. I hope see you guys soon. This is KahleKingz TV, and I'm signing out. Peace.